Johnny Marr in Somewhere. It's BBC Radio Sheffield. Before that, of course, the classic Mark Ronson, Amy Winehouse and Valerie.
BBC Radio Sheffield.
Upload with Ellie Colton.
Remember, while you're listening tonight, you can be on the show too. All you have to do is upload your work to us, bbc.co.uk/upload, and remember to select Sheffield while you're doing that so it goes to the right place. That would be great. Right then, for our next guest, it's a podcast guest. Yay, we don't get many of these, so when we do, it's extremely exciting. John Allen from Sheffield has sent in his extracts from his quiz podcast. It's called The Quiz Cupboard. That is a mouthful. I'll be having a chat with John after we've heard some of his podcast. Enjoy this. This is the music round from The Quiz Cupboard.
Hello, friend. It's your pal John here from the Quiz Cupboard podcast. I've got some music questions for your perusal with a bit of a twist. 5 introductions to well-known songs, but I've changed the instrument sounds on my generic music software. Despite that unhelpful intervention, I'd like you to name the song and its original artist, please, for a point each. 2 points per question. Can't say fairer than that in this economy. Question 1 didn't used to be, but is now on the bagpipes. Here it is. Well, a synthetic approximation of the bagpipes. Anyway, question 2, now in a rather smart synth version. Very nice. We're going to get a bit more difficult as we go, in my opinion, but hope you're happy so far. Okay, question 3 is a bit more serious, by which I mean the instrument is now dog. Cutting out at the moment, the vocals would normally come in, just like all the other questions. This one's number 4 on trombone and trumpet. And finally, we've got question 5, changed onto that old school keyboard classic, the vibraphone. Trickiest one, I think. Here's a tiny bit of music to give you some more thinking time.
What does a turkey do when he flies upside down? When he flies upside down?
He gobbles up.
Of course.
He gobbles up.
When he flies upside down.
And here are the answers. I'll play each intro again, but with the real song glued on the end, and then verbally confirm what it was. Of course, number 1 was...
yourself off the ground, I said, young man.
So yes, that is YMCA by Village People. 1 point for song title, 1 point for artist. Well done you. Here's number 2. Even further back into the 70s there, the OJs with the song Love Train. Well done if you got it at home. Number 3.
I'm going on during this time. I feel there's no one to save me.
A lot newer, this song. It's the one and only Lewis Capaldi with Someone You Loved. Hope I did that justice. I'm confident. Number 4. Bit of a classic riff that actually, isn't it? From 1964, it's The Temptations with My Girl. 1 point for artist, 1 for song title, remember. And last but not least... and that is Walking in Memphis by Mark Cohn. Right, that's all I've got time for. Let's just say that. Hope you got a score you're pleased with, but more importantly, I hope you enjoyed a quick visit to the quiz cupboard. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
The Quiz Cupboard podcast, a creation by John Allen. And John joins me now. Hello.
Good evening, Ellie. How are you?
So good. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Such thought that's gone into that. Is this a new podcast? Is this something that's been in the works for a while? Is it just you that does it? Tell me everything I need to know, John.
Yeah, well, it's a completely solo venture, as you can probably hear from the quality. I've been doing it for, since I think it's June 2022, so over a year now, much to my surprise and the surprise of my listeners as well. I'm still going. But yes, it's it's good fun to make, and some people seem to like it.
Well, they should. Why do you say by the quality? It's perfect. Like, everything is executed brilliantly. It sounds like a proper pub quiz, albeit a bit more sophisticated because you've got quite an upmarket accent, John. Are you from Sheffield originally?
You've sussed me. I'm originally from Kent, but moved to Sheffield 6 years ago now. To be closer to family. I do have family ties to Sheffield. My granddad was from around here, big Sheffield Wednesday fan. I think that's kind of why we've ended up back here as a family. We've all migrated back to Yorkshire eventually.
I mean, again, there's quite a difference with the accent, but I understand it. My mum, although she sounds a lot more common than you, just with the southern twang, she's from Tottenham, but she was from a rough area of Tottenham. It was near White Hart Lane, actually. It wasn't a very nice area, but she moved up here at 18 and never went back and has never lost the accent. So do people point it out, John, or am I making more of a big deal out of it than I need to?
People judge me quietly, I think, usually. It's funny, my grandma was from, my mum's side was from Leeds, and they moved to Somerset, and she stubbornly never lost the accent. It was great all the way through my childhood. Yeah, she was a proper Yorkshire woman.
That's how you should keep it, man. Keep your accent same to you. Tell us a little bit about why you wanted to start this podcast up, or what was the inspiration behind it? Are you a big fan of, game shows and such?
I am, yeah. Well, I've always been, thinking back, I've always been making quizzes since I was a teenager, and, putting them into work events over the years and doing them with friends way past the point where it's fun at a party. It all gets a little bit awkward because I just want it to be so structured. And I have these friends who told me to do an audio quiz for them, basically over there. They'd listened all the way through another podcast. They'd run out of episodes. They wanted me to do an audio quiz so that they could have something to listen to over their breakfast. And then when we actually spend time with each other, we could have real fun, like people do.
Yeah.
So that's why I started back last year.
I feel like your podcast there, John, is quite versatile. Like, if you wanted to turn that into a drinking game, you could. But like you say, if you want to listen to it while you're having your brunch, your breakfast, or, out on a run and you just want to tease your brain, you can also do that.
It would certainly help to make it a drinking game. Yeah, and the recording process certainly resembles that.
I mean, how long does it take you to create an episode, and how long usually are your episodes?
Well, I'm aware that people don't want to listen for too long. It's a good one for driving to work, so I try and keep it to 20 to 25 minutes. But that does take me, my day off is Tuesdays, and it takes me the whole day. I try and make it a kind of 9 to 5.
Wow, my gosh. Are you able to monetize this? Is that the goal? Can you already do that?
Well, I have some lovely people on Patreon who subscribe for a small amount a month and they get a sort of exclusive episode every month. The aspiration being, of course, to write quizzes or create quizzes for radio, or failing that, TV, as a fallback.
Amazing. How old are you, John?
One more time, sorry.
How old are you?
34. Years
34. And what's your sort of background? Did you go to uni? What jobs have you done? I'm just so interested. I've never met anybody so passionate about quizzes, and I need to try and find out more
You've
about
done well.
your past. Tell me.
I did go to university I did drama at East Anglia University in Norwich, and met some lovely people there. But since then, I've been teaching music. Basically, I'm a guitar teacher. So I do guitar and ukulele in primary schools. Different schools on different days in Sheffield.
I love
it's
that.
a lovely age group. The year 3 to 6s, they're it's just the right level where they're funny but not too difficult.
Well, John, I've got something to tell you. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Yes, you are. Well, when I was in, I think, year 4, 5 maybe, my dad is massive into 80s rock, and he's got about 10 Fender guitars. My mum and dad argue over it all the time. He's basically got them on the wall and stuff. So I thought, I want to learn how to play the guitar. Guess what? The first ever song I learned on the guitar was...
Well, it's going to be Smoke on the Water, right?
Well, it was that actually, but the more complex one that I actually learned was What's That Coming Over the Hill? Is It a Monster? Can you believe that?
You were very up to date, I see.
Well, at the time, yeah, but when I could play that, the fact that I lost that, it was the only song I could ever play. And then I used to, because I don't know if you do it in twos yet, but I used to play guitar with another girl at school, and she used to forget hers on purpose, so she'd use mine, and I had to have like half a lesson. It weren't fair, so I had to quit, John. And I know I regret it now. I regret it now. 14 plus years later, I'm coming up to 25 in December, so I do regret it now. But I think
ancient.
Yeah, that mould me near the grave. But because my dad is so into it, I know if I wanted to get back into guitar, I would. But again, the reason I'm going on a big rambling mess is because I think it's so important to teach kids instruments, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. They say it's as good for growing the brain as learning a language. Those are the two things I've always heard are really good. And it's lovely to be able to help with one of those.
Yes, you are part of that.
I try and make the quiz a sort of music-y based thing as well. There's at least one music round every week.
You should get involved with like pitching that to schools or selling it somehow. I'm sure you've got the brains to do that, and you don't need me to advise you or guide you. But I just think it's got so much potential. I know you're already doing brilliantly. You've got your Patreon, but just keep pushing because it's a brilliant idea, and you've obviously got the drive. And with that in mind, how can people listen online?
Well, you can just search the Quiz Cupboard. It turns out to be quite searchable. And it's on all the major podcast things, Spotify, Apple, etc. Let's be honest, those are the two main ones. I'm on social media. I admit I'm not very good at social media. I don't really have the sincerity or the abs to make a TikTok, but I'm on there. You can go at Quiz Cupboard and follow me.
At 34, John, you're letting the youngins down as you are a part of that crew, My grandma's 96, yeah, she still says she's young and fair enough. You choose your age in your mind anyway, exactly. But you're not too old to learn socials. But next time we chat, hopefully you've got a TikTok up and running or something crazy like that. What do you think?
Lovely. Will you follow me?
All right, I will do. Cheers. Thanks so much, John.
Thank you, Ellie. All right.
Prisoner, locked up, can't get you off my mind, Lord knows I tried 1,000,000